punter Bradley Pinion to get this one going. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. Ty Johnson now to return. This makes it up to the 25. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. First toe to the game for James Cook. He's going to get this one to the 36-yard line. Working quickly here. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He's got Khalil Shakir. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw for Allen. He rolls to his right. Takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills take a 6-0 lead right away. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Kate, you know this. All those amazing essays you wrote at Cal. That start to that paper was so important. It set the tone for the rest of it.
Prater adds the PAT. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Jamal Agnew on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10. Play fake. Penix. And he goes down. The Bills got to him. Offense up to the line fast.
It's a loss of 8. Brings up 2nd and 18 at the 20-yard line.
19 tight.
Another try following the sack. His first throw is an interception. That's Justin Simmons. And the Bills are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
The city just made a sweep, people diabetic. They mouths get full of the soup. Let these cowards tell it. Welcome to New Orleans with the educated LA yelling. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Cook does not score. They not only stop him, they backs him up a couple of yards. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the Falcons' 3-yard line.
Middle.
Play action now, Allen. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they boxed on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect on that touchdown pass.
And that's all about the attention to details, Kate. Really is. The offensive line getting their pads down. The running back, the quarterback at that mesh point, making it look exactly like a run. You do the details on the front end, and the play-action game rewards follow on the back end.
Here's Agnew on the return. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
70 Lions.
You're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. And he has enough room to gain about 4. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Throwing for the pistol. Penix. Has him on the quick hitter. This is a nice gain. Nearly moves those chains. He's got it up to the 36.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
So the officials are officially on board tonight. For the first time, a flag flies. Somebody moved early. So 3rd down becomes much tougher for him as 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and a much more difficult 6. So the false start makes this a far tougher call now. 3rd and 6.
19 Lions. Here we go. Check. Panther. 18 Rattler. 18 Dragon. 60. Check. Smash. They smash. Buffalo 18.
Throwing Penix. Back to Pitts it goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's like you always say, right back to work for him. Getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game, and you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
Slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10 around to Robinson. Along this sideline inside the 25. And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons reach pay dirt for the first time this game. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Johnson with a return here. This drive will start inside the 25. Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
319.
Allen to throw. Connects on the crosser. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Offense in the hurry-up here.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 3. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
On 1st down, here's Penix. Flushed out of the pocket. Brought in close to the 8. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Falcons, 1st down.
Here's Robinson. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line. And the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5.
Well, Kate, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice now, and I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
Come on, set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Running with Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They maybe get a yard there, still can't manage to run it in. That's going to bring up 4th and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right, decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
They'll leave the offense out there and try 4th and goal from the 4.
Let's go. Cowboy 80.
Trying for it with Penix. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons parlay the interception into points. Cool on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Johnson now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. In the pistol formation here first as they come to the line. It's Allen out of the pistol. Downfield, and Shakir has it. And he is down inside the 35-yard line. Working quickly here.
First down, Buffalo.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Pass into the hands of Dalton Kincaid. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. Dalton Kincaid with a touchdown. Prater able to tack on the extra point. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Prater on to send it away. Struggling to center it. Oh, it's loose.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Well, sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
On 1st down, here's Penix. Now try to set up the screen. Here's Robinson. And some excellent work on this play. It takes him a while to get to him downfield. Offense up to the line fast.
Falcons, first down.
Throwing now on 1st down. Penix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw intended for Drake London. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss, whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Robinson. He's got to gain a 6 there. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. 21-14 our score. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have 3rd and 4 to start out. Penix working from the gun. Escapes the pocket. That one's caught by Mooney. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
That's good for Falcons. First down.
Penix on first down. On the move, headed right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Hey, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And a decent run, gets about 4. It's going to be 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
7th play of the drive. They've been moving it well. This is 3rd and 6.
Go! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Take off.
To the air with Penix. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So instead of running 3rd down again, they decide to bring up 4th and let him keep the gain on the last play. So it looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4.
Ready? Cowboy 80. Rig alert, rig alert. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
From the shotgun, Penix. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Alert, alert, alert.
1st and 10. Here's Allen. Keep on the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the fumble recovery is made.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class of how to take the ball away. Well done.
He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
7, 18 Cardinal, 18 Come 19, Come 19. Ready, ready.
Penix now. Finds his back. It's Robinson. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Defense bringing in a fifth DB, 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Penix here from the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Drake London with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Strong with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. On 1st down, Allen escapes out to the left. That's more of the catch out left. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down throw for Allen. Stop Moore once again. And he gets absolutely pumped to end that one.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield down inside the 45-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
5 wide. 319.
Again, Allen to the air. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
To throw again, it's Allen. He puts some power on a deep one left. This is caught inside the 15. Give him 32 on that play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down. Running back, motioning right. Allen gonna throw again. Forced out to his right. He doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Trying it left side with Comm. And they shove him out before he can get upfield. 3rd down coming up.
You stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. Allen. Chased out to his right. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
I can pretty much guarantee you, Kate, the minute that quarterback left the pocket, that D coordinator started to hold his breath. It is so hard when you play a dual-threat QB out on the run in space, especially down here in the red zone, but the defense rises to the occasion.
Regular. Alert! Look out!
They'll go, Allen. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills get some late points and the lead. It's a James Cook touchdown. Prater on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. They've got 2nd and 4. Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, really break the backs of a defense.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Let's go! Hey, Cougar 19! 19, Tiger 19!
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets them just as many yards as a short completion would have.
2nd and 3 now. Another carry for Robinson. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he is finally sent out of bounds, but not until he gets it all the way down to the red zone. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Pack the 6, 70, Timberwolves. Check. Go!
Algier can't fight past that line, and they stop him at the 3. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Second and goal.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
It's 2nd and goal.
19 tight. Go! 70 Lions. 60 Bobcats. 60 Buffalo 18. Trap 60.
Penix now to throw. Finds a man right side. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Cool with the extra point. And the Falcons tie us up 28-all. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Strong with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Allen setting up play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Bills moving quickly now. They're in the hurry up.
6 yards. It's second down.
Another try following the sack. He fires one deep down the middle. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, Buffalo! The Bills take the lead just before halftime.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single eye or too high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half or if we get a play from scrimmage as this one's away. McLeod now returning it. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes first and 10. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Finds him on the crossing route. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Offense in the hurry up here.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Running with Robinson from the pistol. And he will not get any further, but plenty of progress already. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 37. That's good for a Falcons. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Penix now on first down. Now trying to set up the screen. Here's Robinson. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
All right, here we go. Second down. From the gun, they go with Algier. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Penix working from the gun. Look out. The defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it. Nice to pay off any drive with some points and able to trim the lead slightly there the first time out in the second half. And even if they can't get into pole position, they just want to keep this thing close.
Power squib kick is taken in. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Allen looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
That may not look like much, and on tomorrow's grade sheet, it'll just be an S for satisfactory. But that's a good decision. Nowhere to go with the ball, and don't put it in harm's way.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10. Running back sent in motion. 2nd down. Here's Allen again. Escapes the pocket. Now he'll throw deep. Back towards the center of the field.
You know, it looked like things fell apart a little bit as he left the pocket, just not on the same page with his targets as they adjusted their routes. And that's really what led to the incompletion.
Allen on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down. To the air again. Allen finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Offense up to the line fast.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 46. Escapes the pocket. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he takes it into the end zone for Buffalo. Touchdown. The Bills push their lead further to start the half. Prater adds the PAT. And the Bills drive their lead to 11. Now Prater on to send it away. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10.
Let's go. 70,
Here's Robinson to start the drive. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Robinson again here on 2nd. This is a nice gain. Nearly moves those chains. He's got it up to the 36. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up
3rd and 1. It's Penix. That one complete to Pitts. And they're going to down by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
a gain of 2. And the Falcons 1st down.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
19 tight. 19 tight. Liking 18.
From the shotgun, Penix. That's completed right side. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down.
30. That's good for a Falcons. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Penix on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook can fly wide open.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Robinson on the inside give. And he will not get the first, but oh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Bravo 80. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Mustang 19.
Staying with Robinson. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Okay, ready?
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Ready?
Working inside the red zone. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Penix here from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. He takes it himself. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
3rd down, give to Robinson. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Offense in the hurry up here. 4th down, Penix. He brings it in. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a 1st and goal. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jump the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. You know, the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal a little bit tougher here.
Come on, set! Hawk 70, Hawk 70! Check out!
To the air with Penix. This one's caught. Back to where they started as the play picks up 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. Working quickly here.
2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
The stand continues. This one doesn't even make it back to the line, Brock, and it sets up 4th and goal.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
So the offense staying on the field from a bit of a distance here. They're going for it on 4th and goal.
Shut up! 60 by 6.
All right, we reach the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's Falcons football. A nice little help for them as they trail entering the quarter.
Go all the way! Go all the way! See the goal line! Come on! More so close!
Field goal doesn't move that needle. They're going for the touchdown. It's 4th and goal.
Go! Panther 60! Panther 60! Panther 11! Panther 11!
Desperation time here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And that's Cole Bishop. Has room down the left sideline. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. And he brings it back with a pick 6 and Bummer touchdown.
And there in Kate, right there, that's some of the danger of playing with desperation. You can't get every point back with one play, and that quarterback, we just learned a valuable lesson. Not only can you get not every point back, you just gave up 6 of your own.
Prater on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills push their lead to 18.
Falcons 31. set to kick off.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Here's Agnew on the return. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. The toss now to Robinson. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
It is phenomenally tough to block this guy in a passing situation. Well, equally as tough to block him out there on the edge. He chased that toss down, and I don't envy these guys trying to block that monster today.
Went the wrong way on first down, Brock. Here comes second and 12. Penix. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Third down, it's Penix. Pass carefully to Robinson. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin-off, and pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and then he can do his damage big time.
2-point try coming. Penix and his offense getting set.
The Falcons will line up for the 2-point conversion.
18 Rodney, 18, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Let's go.
He's throwing for it. And he's going to get in there for 2. The lead shrinks to 10. Well, not the way they drew it up, partner, but when it works, who cares? They didn't defend the check down throw, and it's open for 2.
I can still remember one of my first red zone days way back when. Touchdown to check down, touchdown to check down. Now, I know it's not a touchdown, but this check down, well, it was a valuable 2 points.
I think the Falcons got that one back. Oh, they did! 2-score game. Gotta get yourself additional opportunities somehow. And that right there, that's a huge one. Feel like they absolutely now have to translate this into points.
They really do, and not just make it a one-possession game. As you've taught me, Kate, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One possession at a time, one play at a time, one bite at a time to the very end. Well, the timing on that screen pass, it was all a mess from the very beginning. By the time he finally got the pass to the running back, well, there was no place to go.
Back to the line they go. It's second down.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Penix now. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 20.
First down. Here's Penix. He almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner, as he continues making risky decisions with the football.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Running here with Bijan. And fight ahead for a few. It's third down. We paused here to deal with an injured player, and this is a significant one. That's Bijan Robinson getting looked at after that play.
Ready up.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Algier gets it on the draw. That's not going to do the job. He's taken down behind the line. That forces 4th down.
Traps, screens, draws, you need the element of surprise. The problem is, this defense was all over that draw. You couldn't fool them, even if you wanted to.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Young Hoi Koo after the field goal. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. This is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Strong with the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. First call here coming from the shotgun. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Second down, Allen throwing again. It's Kincaid with a catch out left. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. Allen on 3rd and 2. It's on target to Moore. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. It's a gain of 29 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down. They're set up at the 35 now. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's got about 9 on that run, partner. Down inside the 30.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Again, it's Cook. And that's a key stop defensively, Brock. But they need more of those as they trail by a score. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Back to throw it. Got his man. Shakir has it. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in 1 season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Prater able to tack on the extra point. And the Bills double their lead to 14. Now Prater on to send it away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Ooh, a poor choice to bring this one out. Instead of the 35, Brock, they're going to start shy of that 20.
First and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Loading up on the left. It's going to be trips to that side. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Penix. Connects on the crosser. Still going inside the 35. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2, and that sets up 1st and goal.
84 yards, the game on the play. And the Falcons, first
drugs.
Here's Robinson, and he's in for the touchdown. The Falcons now within one score in the fourth. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Here's Penix and the Falcons. They're looking to tack on 2 more.
The Falcons.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he will get into the end zone. That's going to cut 2 more off that lead.
That makes the score Bills 56, Falcons 50. Bradley Pinion.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Johnson with a return here. And he'll be just shy of getting to at least the 20. Bit of a short return as he's out of the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. First down throw for Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. Has some daylight through the 40. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
Kate, that play so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
319. We go.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
We go.
Allen on the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The sack forces a now tougher 3rd down. The 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Bills up by 6. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. They kick the running back in motion. He's back to throw. Launches one deep downfield. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. And after the play, one of the Falcons still out there injured. So we'll get a brief stoppage here as they check on him. So on 4th down, it's going to be Cameron Johnston out to put a charge into this one. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. That one intended for Drake London, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Still 10 to go. It's second down now from the 26. He'll look to throw it. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Looking to throw it. Finds London on the slant. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be fourth and maybe a yard.
Gain of 9. It's fourth down.
Track and 60. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Here he is to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he gets out of bounds to save that final timeout. This picks up the first down, too.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Take over.
A run here with Robinson. That's a nice running there on that 7-yard gain. Make it second down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice run last play. Sets up second and 2.
19 tight.
Setting up to pass. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Third down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive.
Let's go now. Go. Cowboy 80.
To throw. Gets this one to London. And they're going to hold him down a step before the 30, or right at the 31. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either.
Cougar 19.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here. And they're going to throw. No spike. Trying to catch him off guard. He brings it in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the Bills' 8-yard line.
So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. Man, they were facing a top-5 defense this week, Bronk, but they made them look anything but. What a great performance to get this win.
Yeah, you could come in, Kate, with this awe and mystique of, gosh, we're facing one of the best defenses in the league, but as soon as you get those first points, you realize, you know what? They're mortal just like the rest of us, and they took the fight right to them.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bills as we say goodbye from Atlanta.